show appreciation. When they talk about some of the memories, some of the teams that they are on, where do they focus? Do they focus on themselves or do they focus on others around them? Do they focus on their coaches, their youth group leaders, their teachers? Where is the focus and are they showing appreciation? So those are some of the things that we kind of ask and question through that process. And I can tell you that it works because here are some of our stats. So back in 2023, just last year, sounds like forever ago, we had over 6,000 people apply. 6,000 people. Applications that we had to sort through. We have a quick system, thumbs up, thumbs down, to get through the start of that process. We hired 148 people. That's not a lot out of 6,000. And if you remember, which is a little plug, if you need the inside of your car done, we started our interior cleaning over on North River. We hired 50 people just for that location. So if you take 148 minus 50, it's only like 9,800 people? That is not very many people that we have that apply. Meanwhile, we held an 88% retention rate. Some people focus on their turnover rate, we focus on our retention rate. Let me remind you, we're a gas station and a car wash. That's unheard of. Industry average is probably like negative retention rate. So we're holding an 88% retention rate. And so in reviewing those numbers, we kind of thought, well, it was just a year. We did a lot of advertising. We had the interior going. We had recently opened a site up in Norton Shores in the Muskegon area. We won't see that again. So 2024, year to date, we have 261 team members as of today. They may have hired more this morning, I don't know, but we've had 4,340 applications come in already this year. We have a pretty good applicant tracking system that handles a lot of them. We did over 825 phone screens with over 600 interviews, all right? I have a team of 2 that do that. And one actually just went on to a new job, graduated from Hope College. He was an intern that was helping, so I have a hole if anybody's looking for something. So it's pretty great numbers, right? We're holding a 90% retention rate this year. We have a traditional, our high school seniors leave when they go off to college, so that makes an impact on our retention rate a little bit. We have to replace them. But I can tell you our team, in 3 weeks, we opened a Sternberg location up in Muskegon. They went through 554 applications is what we got when we posted that. They hired 15 people. So we're getting the numbers, we're getting the people that want to join our team. We just can't hire enough people. We don't have enough positions. So we're opening in Zeeland. We're really excited. It should be a great opportunity to fill that. But I want to tell you, there's plenty of people out there wanting to work. And this generation is the younger generation, people that are giving them a bad name. There are some awesome kids out there, and we are finding them, and we are searching for them, and we are training them. And it is super exciting. So take a look at your teams that you have. Take a look at the people around you. Where could you help to grow them? Where could you help to teach them some leadership? Where are they falling short, and are you having those conversations? Because they might already be on your team. They just need a little help. All right, next. So it doesn't end with just our hiring, it's the welcome. The welcome is super important with our team. And so I actually took props for this one. So when you start at Quality, you get a bag, and you come to an onboarding meeting. And at this onboarding meeting, it's about 45 minutes with your site leader. You get a full tour of your site, and then you get to go through paperwork. It sounds boring, but it actually is kind of fun. We created this book called our Welcome Guide. And yeah, it has like the legal stuff you need to tell people, but it also has a lot of great things. This book ensures that every team member gets onboarded the same way because they follow the system and the pages in the book. All right, so if you don't have a book, it might be something to start. It doesn't need to be spiral bound. It doesn't need to be this thick. It can be 5 pages, but a book for consistent onboarding is important. It gets them their passwords for the apps that they're gonna need. It talks about the dress code. There's even a QR code in here. Luckily, I just turned to that page. A QR code in here for them to order their uniforms. So right when they're sitting with you doing your onboarding, you're ordering your uniforms to make you an official team member. So it's kind of fun. And then they continue to go through all the expectations. But when we talk about expectations, what we expect from them is far smaller than what they can expect from us. We want to be a great place for them to work. We're going to pay them on time. Everything that they can expect from us is in here. They get gas cards for gas every month. They get car washes. It's all those fun little things that keep them incentivized, keep them eager to know what's going on, and keep them motivated. All right, with that, they get a bunch of other fun things. So someone said, am I going to throw things out? I think I could throw some things out. Maybe not everything. But I got a Frisbee, so anybody want a Frisbee? And an air freshener. But it's not just any air freshener. It has our core values on it. So they can put it in their car and they can remember what our core values are every day. And then a charger, because we know their phones are always going dead. But we don't know what kind of phone they have, so it's a multi-charger. And then a can koozie. I don't know that this one's gonna fly very well, so we'll just get you right there. And then a deck of cards. I just played with these last night. Fantastic deck of cards. I finally beat my son in golf, so that was super exciting too. So if you want more, there's some out there on the back table too. So they get that. We kind of get them caught up on all the latest and greatest swag that we have. Oh, a chip clip. Chip clip, anybody? Okay, be ready because that might hurt. A lanyard, this probably is not gonna fly real well either, but we don't want them losing their keys, and we wanna make sure that they always have the latest and greatest. And a flashlight. They get a lot of fun little things. Probably no batteries, but. And then, they get a fun ball because they always like to play with something. And then, this isn't gonna fly at all, but they have screen wipes, glasses wipes, just kind of fun things. If you've been to any golf outings that we've sponsored, you may have seen these things as well. And then they get a notebook. Because then this kicks off their training. So after the onboarding book, we share the vision, and this is what comes into play. Let's talk a little bit about our vision and our core values. So the quality way. We developed this last year. We didn't love it, so we changed it, and we made it different this summer. We've simplified it. We made it way too overcomplicated. No one could remember it. And when I tried to live it out every day and I couldn't remember it, we knew that was a problem. So our core values. We talked about our core focus. Our core values is how we do our core focus. So it's we own it. Wow factor, exceptional guest experience, outstanding teamwork with winning attitudes, and a never-ending pursuit of excellence, immediate call to action, and training. Those are the 7 things that we revolve everything around that we do, which will then bring us to our vision. At the bottom, you can't read it from there probably, but the strategy is about the W. Wow factor can mean something different to me as it does to any of you. All right, we don't always have the same perceptions. And so wow factor, exceptional guest experience, we define what that should feel like and what that should look like. And then our arches are kind of our goals. This year, we've chosen ways to connect, we've chosen ways to thrive, and we've chosen ways to inspire. And every location has goals set up to match those 3 arches. It sounds complicated, but we didn't build it all at one time. We started with We Own It. I was at a Tony Robbins event, heard the song from Fast and Furious, said, I like this, we own it, that's great. I took it to, if any of you know Mike Lemon, he's worked with Quality since South Washington opened back in the 90s. He's now working with Tommy's Express. Took it back to him, he came up with some acronyms, we changed them a little bit, and it was established. And then a couple years later, he comes into my office and he's like, what's our vision? Like, we own it's great, but what's our vision? And I'm like, I don't know, that's easy. Like, we enrich lives, we serve our communities, we add value. Well, that kind of just went into our vision. And it just comes about, all right? Because just creating a mission statement can seem like a lot, but it doesn't need to be a lot. Chunk it down into little things, and you can get there. All right, so that's part of the welcome. They have their book, they have their other book, they have their fun stuff. Their meeting is done. Now they come in for training. Training is the next big thing. So we do 5 steps to training. I will tell you again, we are not perfect, and there's interruptions. There are things that happen. The wash gets busy. A fuel line breaks because someone kept it in their car and drove off. You know, crazy things happen. But let me tell you 5 steps of training. First, we're next to them and we tell them. We tell them what we're doing. We show them what we're doing. Then we let them try. But that doesn't mean we set them up over there and we go do something else. We need to be next to them when they're trying, right? So take the gas register, for example, because you've all put gas in your car, I'm sure. The gas register is right there. We teach them how you ring it up. We tell them, we show them, they try it, and we're right there with them. All right, then it's the opportunity for us to praise them or to redirect them if they maybe made some mistakes. All right, ringing up fuel is pretty simple, but then now you've got fuel and you've got an energy drink, and those are 2 for $5, and then you got a candy bar, and those are 3 for whatever. It gets kind of complicated, right? So we take them through that process, we encourage them along the way, observe, and then we praise and redirect. So we're always watching them while they're doing it. So 5 steps of training: tell, show, try, observe, praise, and redirect. Good? All right, but it doesn't stop there, right? Some people train and then they just let their people go. It doesn't stop. It's ongoing, constant feedback, and constantly engaging with them. So my picture is a little bit of a calendar here for you. Our site leaders are super important to us because if it wasn't for them, I would need to get up and make sure the store's open and the store's closed and that the team's doing what they're doing. So we really, really value them. And it's very important that we take them out of the stations, right? Again, a lot of guests, a lot of people, a lot of teams. And so we have a calendar set up. They're not always these exact days, but we have multiple things going on. Our site leaders come to our corporate office for monthly P&Ls. Every month they come, they review their financials, we go through their sales, we go through their expenses. We talk about the items they can control, the items they cannot control. So they're very into the operations of their stores and what their financials look like. Another opportunity is usually the second week of the month, we have our leader meetings. And at these meetings, we talk about what's up and coming, what promotions are going on, what recruiting is going on, if we need to hire anybody. We talk about some of the general metrics of the entire company and how is our growth this year or decline this year. Let me tell you that Chicago Drive road construction's put a little damper on business this year. But we're managing, it's fine. I got a bunch of upgrades, so we're super happy about that. New parking lot if you haven't been there. And so we talk about all those things up and coming. We usually do team building activities, and we always feed them because they love food. And then we do wash leader and store leader meetings. So we dedicate 2 hours, one for wash, one for store, to talk about anything up and coming for that time period. So the wash, right now we're switching from front-end sprayers that clean the bugs to heavier dilution on the back ends, knowing that salt is coming, right? There's different changes that happen through the chemistry of the wash. There's different equipment changes that happen, so we're always keeping them in the loop. Store meetings, same thing. We switch from the focus of summer products to Christmas products to Halloween. Sad to say, no Tunnel of Terror this year because the road construction's not gonna be done. So we have no way to get people in. Although it would be kind of fun to make them go through the road construction. I think MDOT could at least let us do that because it's been a rough year. And then every year, or every month, like this is all engagement that we have with them, they also get a leader bonus. So they are evaluated on their site look, their paperwork, their communication, their team meetings. They all have team meetings with their teams. And so it's constantly engaging with them. And then we just started, actually yesterday, a 12-month leader training. So we have a lot of new leaders. As we grow, we don't have all the veteran leaders, which we still have all of them. Michelle's been with us 30 plus years, Julie 30 plus years, Jenny, Benji 20 years. Most of our leadership team has been with us a long time. But with the new leaders, we've got younger leaders. And so we're doing a 12-month leadership training with them. So once a month they come in from 8 to 1, and we're investing into their leadership skills for that. We're starting a new, and it's kind of funny, emerging leaders. We've called our program Emerging Leaders as well. And they're going to do emotional intelligence training for the next 6 months. So that'll be a different day, different group of leaders. But we're constantly feeding back and pouring into them, which has been really great. So ongoing engagement is very important. In addition, for our teams, we also do 120-day reviews. So if you're hired, typically, unless you're hired exactly 120 days, you're going to get a raise very soon, all right? We want to keep them engaged. We don't do annual raises with our operations team, our site level teams. Every 120 days, they're getting a review and they're getting a bonus. This review is just short. It used to be printed, but now actually it gets sent right to their phone. They fill out what they feel and how they feel they're doing. Their leader fills out the same form on how they're doing, and then they sit and compare them together. So every 4 months, they're having a one-on-one with their leader. They have the opportunity to get a raise based on their performance, and it's all focused on the we own it, our core values. So they know exactly what they're going to be rated on. All right, so after feedback, it is about prioritizing the team. And I just have a couple minutes left, and I want to tell you about some of the fun things that we do to always keep the team on the forefront. Food is always super, super important. But we also do rallies. Twice a year, we do rallies. We do a Christmassy time, December, January, depending on the calendar. And then we did a summer one. We did Olympics theme. We hold it a variety of places, but this time we were at Victory Point out on Ransom. And the bottom one was at the Civic Center. But we had all different yard games, presentation. We had each site pick a country that they wanted to represent for our Olympic theme. They had contests, they could earn tickets. But then we had a big series, it was 3 hours. We had a big series of time to talk about our culture, talk about what's up and coming, how the last year was. And that's when we directly are talking to every single team member. And then it's just a time of fun and engagement. And so we do that twice a year. We're working on planning December or January right now, hopefully December. And that's always just really fun time. We've got a lot of younger kids and we've got a lot of older people, so we always have a mix of different activities. Everything wasn't outside like disc golf, but we had trivia and we had some different things inside as well. Again, you don't have to do all of that. We've been doing this for a long time. You can just do something simple depending on the size of your staff as well. Another thing that we do is every year we do Global Leadership Summit. And Global Leadership Summit is hosted by Willow Creek in Chicago. And it has been great. I think I've attended for 15 years now. And we started bringing people. It was hosted at Community in Zealand. And so we would bring more people, bring more people, bring more people. COVID happened. It went to online, which was fantastic for us because now we host it right in our training room. Or this year, we just went to the lake because we wanted to create a fun environment, a relaxed environment for our leaders to learn. So sometimes the training room is too formal, too much education focused, and they really enjoyed it. At break, they could get out on the water, and some of them went swimming because there's like an hour-and-a-half lunch. Again, all we had to do was host the space. Everything was online, and so finding seminars like that are super helpful for your team. You don't have to do all the work. You don't have to present all the content. Utilizing resources out there can be very beneficial for you. And then I think I'm still tired from this one, but 2 weeks ago we had Wow Week. So many of you know, like in July, we did detail kit giveaways for all of our club guests. We've done water, we've done spin the wheel, we do grand opening events, a lot focused around our guests and our customers. So this week was all about the team. So every day, they got different food. Every day, they got to have different prizes. So Monday was barbecue day. Each site leader ordered whatever barbecue-themed food from whatever location, whatever restaurant was close to them, and they did that. Meanwhile, we had teams going around to all the sites from our support staff bringing the Wow Wagon. So they could spin the wheel, they could pick prizes. We did trivia on our core values. They would earn a prize when they answered the questions right. So it was a really great week, but it was tired getting to all the locations multiple times per day. We held 2 culture meetings. We had one on Wednesday night, which hosted about 55 people. We had one on Saturday morning, which hosted about another 25 people. So we were able to impact 80 people through culture meetings, which are most of our new hires kind of through the summer. And yeah, it was getting the leaders on board, different food, different prizes, different gifts, and trying to hit the different shifts, which is tricky for us. We have people that start at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we have people that close up at 11 o'clock in midnight. So it's a lot to get all the different shifts and the different teams. But it is about being intentional, and that's how we can get to all of them. And sharing the work. Again, you can't do it all yourself. So in wrapping up, I just want to talk about the guest experience is 100% of the team member experience. So when we talked today, everything I talked to you about was the team member experience. But by being on site, you know that that does come out in the guest experience. Creating wow moments for the team will create wow moments for the guest. All right? One person can make a difference. But when I can make a difference on our leaders, they make a difference on the team, and our team makes a difference on every one of our guests. The ripple effect of one person making a difference can begin with you. Thank you.